Hello, I'm Jennifer Bronesty, and I want to talk to you now about my informal assessment of my secondary student, Allie Smith. She is she's a 14-year-old ninth grade student at Van Buren Public Schools, and when I went through her file, I wanted to really choose something that she struggled with, and reading comprehension was a definite area where she struggled. And she is in my English resource class. So, that's something we work on a lot in this class. And I really wanted to see where she was as far as what she could really do, what she could pull from a text. And this assessment gave me a really good idea. Um, so I gave her an excerpt of Holes. It was chapter 3 when Stanley is on the bus to the juvenile camp, and I asked her to read that, and then I asked her some basic kind of comprehension questions just to see what I would get, pretty much. Um, the first one I asked her was about setting, and she told me that the setting was bullying. So obviously that is a term that she doesn't know. Um, I gave her very basic instructions on this. It was pretty much read this text, answer these questions. If you have questions, please ask me. And I was a little bit deliberate in that just because of the fact that I wanted to see if she would ask me. If she didn't understand something, if she would come to me. And I kind of watched her while she was doing it, and I could see, the wheels turning, and she was struggling a little bit, but she never came to me, which so that's something I know I need to work on with her as well. That's one of the things that I try to do for the majority of my students anyways, is to teach them how to advocate for themselves, and she definitely needs help with that in that arena. But she was able to identify all the characters in the story, like even the minor characters that really didn't come up that much. One thing I did notice with her was that she picked apart from the very beginning of the text and really fixated on that. And all of her answers center around this one episode where um, Stanley is in class and he's being compared to another student. And that's just a very, very small part of the text, and it's not really the overall theme for the whole text. And all of pretty much all of her answers, except for her answers on characters, really come from that. She told me the setting was bullying, which he's being bullied by his teacher. Um, what does the story remind you of? She couldn't give me an answer to that. So she she has a hard time making connections, which, that's something I need to know, because that is a key part to understanding what you're reading, is being able to connect it from things in your past or other things you've read, and she is not really able to do that. I mean, at the very least, most students could connect this bus ride to another time they've been on a school bus. So she was not able to do that. And so now I know that that is definitely an area where I need to help her with and address. Um, she gave me the main idea or topic of the story was that teachers and kids make fun of others. Again, that's that part in the very beginning of the text. And you know, I was really looking for something like Stanley's had bad luck. He's in this situation because of a family curse. I don't believe that, or I do believe that, or just something along those lines. But she really fixated on that part in the beginning. So um, I really need to address with her, when you're asked a question like that, what is the overarching theme? What is the overarching main idea? You're not just looking at a specific part, you're looking at everything you've just read. And one of my initial thoughts is I need to teach her how to chunk this, how to take this part, jot down the main idea, take this part, jot down the main idea, and then go from there and kind of combine all of that to really get an overarching theme going. The theme or lesson is not to bully others because it's rude and not funny. So again, could be a theme for that small section of the text, but overarching, no. So those are areas where I know she needs work. She's able to pick out a theme. I mean, that's absolutely a lesson that the author could be teaching you. So I know she can do it. I just need to get her to expand her tunnel vision on that one narrow aspect of the piece. Um, as far as what I needed to change about the assessment, um, I think that I would probably like to sit down with her and really talk to her about this. I think that if I didn't want to know if she would come to me, which was one of the things I wanted to see. Um, but putting that aside, if I would have been able to really sit down with her and walk her through it and verbally get her responses to this, I kind of feel like maybe she would have done a little bit better than what she did. She got a 7 out of 24 on this when I scored the rubric. But I think she would have done better had I given her the opportunity to really verbalize what she was thinking, and um, maybe even walk her through a little bit and say, well, now you're just looking at this one part on the text. Why don't you go back and kind of look at everything? I think that probably walking through it would help her. And I actually gave this assessment to my whole class. So I think I'm going to walk them through this because several of them really struggled with that area. So um, it gives me the opportunity to really address that with her. And obviously, we need to go back and work on some vocabulary as far as literary terms go. Setting is a big one, theme is a big one, main idea is a big one. She needs to know how to do that. Um, but I think if we can work on that, and she will definitely improve in that area. And um, thank you.